Yeah, definitely. And it makes sense if you think about it.
It does here, but I don't know that it does here for some people, right? If you're in early infatuation, you might want more time than a person can give you.
Mhm.
And if you read too much into that as being, well, they just don't want to spend time with me, they're prioritizing other things, it does speak to different levels of commitment. And you got to use that to assess where are you in your relationship. But I think some people run too hot too quick, and others are probably a slow burn that takes too long, right? So like finding that balance.
Right.
Now, if we think back to when we were in our early dating days, this was college time. We were super busy. When you enter into relationships, how do you start to balance the time you're spending nurturing that relationship with all the other things that are going on in your early days of relationship? So, Melissa, what happens when that imbalance is wrong?
One of the partners could start to feel neglected or like they're not as important, that they're not a priority. And so it comes down to discussing it again. And you know what? And maybe acknowledging that there are some times in our life that aren't going to be, they're a bit imbalanced, being accepting of that and not getting upset about that. It's not that I'm lower on the priority, but I could see how some people would feel, and I've heard do feel that, oh, it's always about this or this, and it's never about me. And that can cause a rift.
Early in love or early in relationships, I think it's reasonable to expect that there's more priority spent in some areas.
Mm,
I'm still very much an individual at that point. I have my collegiate career, I have my schooling, I have my work. You are just one piece of what was going on in my life. But as we got more and more serious, you became a larger piece of what was going on in my life. So I had to deprioritize some of the other things. Is that a fair statement of young love as it progresses?